What's up there, POV fam? It's a bit delayed. I'm not even understanding. I hope
What's,
we are live. It's saying that we are live right now.
yes, what's going on? What's going on?
Saying that we're live, but welcome back to their POV with
Yeah,
Nikki King. We are your host, Nikki Johnson.
and I am the King Harrington. How y'all be?
Welcome back, all of you kings and queens and boos and all of yous. We hope you all have had an amazing weekend and a
Hmm.
wonderful Sunday. We got a fire show for y'all with some amazing topics. But as always, before we get into the topics, let's get into the weekend and our shout outs. Go ahead, King.
All right, what's going on, people's fams? You know what I'm saying? Peeves and Peebettes, as my man JJ should say. Um, my weekend was cool. Had a one of my friends had a little plate sale yesterday, and I was doing a little bit of her promo and stuff. They had some good food, some ribs, some barbecue chicken, some baked beans with the ground beef in it like I like it, some tater salad, just all that good stuff, y'all. So that was that, and then today always got to get ready for the show. So that was pretty much the weekend. Nothing much, no movies this time, but yeah, that's how that went. Nick, what say you about that good weekend that you always have? Not talking about that Sunday nap, but the other stuff.
I didn't actually do the Sunday nap today. I didn't do it today. However, my weekend
Oh,
was wonderful. Really, really great weekend. And a wonderful friend of mine blessed me with an amazing barbecued brisket. So I can't wait to get down into that after the show. But listen, this weekend was a lot of inner work. I did a whole bunch of inner work this weekend. So I'm feeling really, really good. Listen, I want to do my shout out. King, you forgot yours. But my shout out goes to, as usual, my future husband, wherever you are, whoever you are. I know we have not met each other yet, but I know you are somewhere praying and preparing for me, and I'm doing the same for you. You have an amazing wife waiting for you. Hey, boo, hey. I don't care about you laughing, King. I really
yeah.
don't.
Hey, but Nick, I
Welcome to
got
all of you who are tuning in. Hello and welcome, King. I'm about to care about you laughing. Go ahead and do your
no,
shout
no,
out.
no. I wanted to tell you something. You not the only one that says that. One of my friends, my Facebook friends, actually had a post, and they were saying the same thing about their husband, their future husband. It just caught me. I'm like, Dad. I said, my co-host does this every Sunday on the show, and I said, this is the first time I've actually read somebody else did a throw out,
So
shout
it's
like.
cool now that you see somebody else doing it, but you laughed at me for 3 6. And that's cool. I'm all right with it. Because let me tell you what it's teaching. It's teaching people to call those things that be not as though they were. And it's teaching you to declare and decree what you are waiting for. And I will say people be dropping in my DMs because I do it. And it's a whole bunch of women that drop in there and say thank you because I appreciate you calling that thing. So whatever. Now go on and do yours. Watch me not laugh at yours. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Chiquita. She's out of town right now. Went to hang with some friends, did brunch. So, Ray, just making home safe. We love you. And that's pretty much it. But, Nick, I don't be hating on you because it's just funny because I'm like looking at like, it's just the way you say it and put it out there. You put so much into it. I'll be like, yo, I can't wait to meet this brother because I was like, yo, dude,
And you
believe me.
know what? And when you met him, I say he laughed every single Sunday at me saying hey to you. But listen, anybody else saying you, we're gonna go on and jump into these
Yes.
topics. The very first one I am not happy to have to report or talk about or even
Mm.
give my thoughts on because once again we have lost someone in our community. There are absolutely no answers and none that make any sense to me whatsoever. King and I are going to be talking about it, but just in case you have not heard, let me get it pulled up. Hello to all of you who are tuning in. This beautiful queen, her name is Brianna Greer. She was 28 years old. Please forgive the noise in the background because someone outside is being loud. This beautiful queen was having a mental health episode, and her parents, per usual, did call 911, and normally they would have sent out the paramedics, but instead the police came out. The police decided to arrest her because she was intoxicated. Now the arrest was for public intoxication. Mind you, she was at home and had been drinking. They left the parents home. en route to the jail, and somehow she was able to, according to them, open the back door of the the patrol car, and landed. I, and let me be said, let me be clear. It was also reported that she was found a day later, but I'm still searching through the reports because none of it makes any sense to me at all. However, this sweetheart, this is a picture of her taken by someone named Lottie Greer, which I believe may be her mother, and she passed away. She did not survive her injuries, and so I hate that we have to even talk about this. Someone that was having a mental health episode was not treated for that. They were taken into custody, and a few days later ended up dying from injuries. So, King, I'm gonna let you go first on this.
That was tragic. When I read it and heard it, read on it and stuff, and seeing how it went down, I was like, yo, come on. I mean, one thing about it, she's used to getting her mom's usually gets the ambulance, the paramedics to come out, and y'all sending cops. You know what I'm saying? And she's at home, and it's a mental health situation. So I don't understand how you felt that you can arrest her for that at home just because you smell alcohol. You say you smell alcohol in the breath.
Well, but she, and then she also admitted it, but she was
drinking, right? Yeah, but she, like you said, she's at home. So that right there, she's not doing anything criminal, you know what I'm saying? And she's at home. So there's no reason for no public intoxication. And then the craziest part is the backseat. You know what I'm saying? I know personally that you can't get out the backseat of a cop car.
I've been in the backseat of one too.
Right. And to be honest with you,
they don't even have a handle. Every criminal going to escape. I mean, everyone, excuse me, not every criminal. Everyone who's in the backseat of a car, the cop car, gonna get out. Yeah,
but see, the thing is, there's no handle. I've been in the cop car. There's no handle. So I'm trying to understand how she was able. Now she's handcuffed. So plus with handcuffed behind your back and no handle.
She was handcuffed in the front.
She was front. Wait, but no handle. How's she getting out of there? No handle to get out. So, I mean, what, did they not close the door at all? You know what I'm saying?
In research, there are, if you continue to research the story more, there's video footage that looks like one of the officers did leave the door open, kind of open, not completely closed.
Right.
But go ahead.
Yeah, but that means she's gonna have to kick the door and, you know what I'm saying, or something to that effect, lean on the wheel. I mean, just something that's kind of like far-fetched that this woman fell out the car, if that was the case. And then also a whole day before they
that's the part. That's
a whole day. So she
she
miraculously got out the car, fell out the car, and then a day later they find her. That's beyond yeah, I know.
It's in your custody.
Yeah, exactly.
It's in your custody. Let's pretend like it wasn't a day later. The moment that door flew open.
Exactly.
Y'all, I'm sorry. It's so many holes in this story for me. It's really Swiss cheese. It's really Swiss cheese. We got some comments coming through. It's Swiss cheese for me. But the family has hired Attorney Crump. Grump.
Oh yeah, definitely that gonna happen.
I said Crump. Is it Crump or Grump? I think I'm saying
Crump. It's Crump. No Crump.
But they hired him. I was hoping from jump that they would. Real talk, like for real.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just making sure that the comments is coming up. There it is on my screen. So Ray says that they know what they did. So why all the lame excuse by the police?
Exactly.
Why has there ever been a lame excuse?
Yeah, but you know, they got to come.
We agree with that, Ray. And then and thank you, Ray, for tuning in, for chiming in. I'm sorry, what you say?
Now, so they got to come up with something. You know, they always got to come up with some excuse.
Well, no, they don't have to. They can just tell the truth.
Well, you know what I mean. But see, that's why I said they ain't gonna do that. That's not gonna happen. So we already can
right.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. They're not gonna tell what happened.
Hey, Reese. He also says, why didn't they go back to look for her? Swiss cheese.
But she wasn't missing. Let them tell she wasn't missing.
Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
That's a whole person. That's an entire person. I'm sorry. I could see if it was a dog and the dog got out,
Oh no!
Might
Oh,
not
they
have,
would have.
that
Oh,
dog gonna take off running. That was a person that hit the ground. It's Swiss cheese for me.
but Nick, you gotta
My
understand.
mama says good evening.
Nick, they would have found that dog. See, that's the thing. That's the missing part you're missing. They would have found the dog. The dog would have jumped out.
I didn't say they wouldn't have. The point
Oh,
I'm making is I can understand if it was a dog. That's
yeah.
a human being that was handcuffed.
I can't understand either one.
Doing?
We talking about the back seat of the car. When the door flies open, the light comes on. So I don't, like I said, I don't feel none of that because it alerts you that your door is open, whether it be the light or some type of ting, something. So all that is, you know what I'm saying, is garbage. So
I don't know. I'm gonna tell you what I'm wondering. I'm wondering.
I don't think she found the car. Let's be real.
If
I don't think she found the car.
I'm wondering if something happened to her before she got out the back seat.
I'm thinking after the back, during in travel. That's what I'm thinking. They got away from the house.
That's the point I'm making, King.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm making. We have to be mindful of what we say. So allegedly, I'm wondering if something happened before she got out of the vehicle. The human can talk. That's why, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Nita. Nita says yes.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's when I saw the story, I knew we were gonna, we would end up talking about it. That's why I sent it to you. I hate that we have to.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate that we have to. This story reminds me of so many stories throughout the years where people were last seen with a police officer. They last saw them being put in an officer's car, but those people come up missing, and the officers are like, we don't even have record of the arrest, or we only stopped them and gave them a violation after that. We don't know what happened. It's ridiculous, and it seems to happen to one culture. Sean says they probably took advantage of the situation. That's what happened, allegedly, but that's what I was allegedly. Yeah. It's that one story at and I wish I would have had time to find it before now. I believe it happened in Miami. It was somewhere in Florida where this young man was seen by so many people getting in the back, being put in the back of a police car. And I don't know if they've even found his body yet. And this particular department had complaints and stuff before. Go ahead, King.
No, it's just crazy. I mean, what can you say? I mean, this is what happens, and I understand. We say allegedly, and I respect the part, but I mean, this is more than more.
We have to because I'm
right.
Not, let you pay for it, but go ahead.
I'm just saying, it is what it is. But I mean, it's crazy that we hear this, but this is what I mean. This is it's something I ain't gonna say it's normal, but what else can be different? What else? I mean, from all different angles of coming up missing to I don't know how he got that lump on his head to how he got into the coma.
Or how their whole face be
exactly
swole up, eyes swole, and they have no idea how that person ended up like that.
Exactly. So it's another tragic situation with with a brown person being caught up in a situation that now they're gone. You know what I'm saying?
My heart goes out to her family because they did what they knew to do, which was try to get her help.
Exactly.
And according to the reports, they were saying that it didn't look like the police had any desire to help. They were more interested in arresting her, which was so dumb. She was at home doing okay. Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah. And I'm gonna get you a comment just a second, Nita. The story, the young lady that went hiking with her fiance, and I can't remember her name right now. When she went missing, the entire world was on hunt for her. During that same time when that baby was missing, there were so many women and men of color who were also missing. And the only way I've heard about them is because there was a whole documentary that I just watched on it during that exact same time. I didn't even see it being ticker taped across the screen, let alone knew about it. The young lady that I'm referring to was a white young woman.
Yeah.
And the ones that are still missing were Black. And I think one was Hispanic. So Um, let's read. You want to read Anita's comment? Can you see it?
Sure. The question is, who in the blue can we trust regardless of race? We have a whole bunch of Uncle Toms out there too. This is ridiculous. We don't even know who to trust anymore. But the blue is supposed to protect us.
And then
BS.
she said BS.
Yeah.
It's
It is.
when I think about it, it's just like her. I pray now that her parents don't live with guilt, feeling like if we had a never called, this would have
Right.
never happened. You know, because you should be able to call for help.
Yeah.
I'm sweating. This is bothering me. You want to read Reese's?
He said, ask Dave Chappelle how people get bumps on their heads and boot prints on the side of their face. Yeah.
My baby sis, and hey, baby sis, she says,
Me.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
anything else we want to say. I want to honor her life by bringing attention to the story and talking about it. I don't want to dishonor her by saying the wrong thing. I pray that she rests in peace. She doesn't have to struggle with mental illness anymore. And whatever happened to her, I pray that the family gets answers and get answers quickly. And no other family has to go through this again. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Did you have anything else you want to say?
No, just like you said, I'm praying, pray for the family, and like you said, hopefully they can get to the bottom and find out exactly what happened.
Brianna Greer, rest in peace, Queen. All right, we're going to go on to the next story. If y'all have not seen the video, heard about this one, I'm just not sure where you've been. I'm just not sure. But we're going to talk about the Brooklyn pastor, Bishop Whitehead, that was robbed recently while he was preaching. There were about 20 to 25 church members at the time. Nobody was reportedly hurt. But if you have seen the live stream video, there were about three people that went in hoods that robbed him at gunpoint. Now, it's estimated that the jury was anywhere from $400,000 to $1 million. The police themselves are saying, they've heard a couple of different amounts. So we'll just say up to $1 million worth of him and his wife's jewelry stolen. We're going to get to your comments. King, I'm going to get to your thoughts, but I'm going to start this one off.
Oh, yeah.
When I first saw the video, if I'm going to keep it 1,000 with y'all, which I always do, I see your comment, Reese. Reese says, staged. I had to watch it, I don't know how many times, because I was like, the first time I watched it, I said, was that like a live demo of what he was preaching? The second time was, if you're looking at it, oh boy, in the left corner, it's so unfazed. Like sometimes when you watch it, he's sitting there like, okay, pastor doing another live demo again. And then other times he's sitting there looking really confused. And then he's just not fazed. So I had to watch it about 5 or 6 more times. And everything in me was like, okay, the side eye came out. Y'all know my side eye, it came out. Since this has happened, it has been new reports that have come out. There have been more information that's been released. And we'll get more into him, his history, and the new information that's being released. I just was like, nobody else got robbed. So then I said, well, if it wasn't fake, that felt really personal. So I said, well, who did he piss off? This is before I knew about what we're going to talk about in a minute. I didn't know none of that. But I was like, yeah, he made somebody angry because that was deliberate, straight to him. We worry about none of y'all. It's just everybody lay down, be still and be quiet. We're going to hit him and get out. Hit him and his wife, and then they left. So let's get to the comments because we got a bunch of them. And then King, I want to hear from you. And then we're going to talk about his other stuff that has come out. It says, my apology, but his comments back that I didn't see any videos and stuff. The way he talked to members and some other people that talked to him, he talked so ugly. I just didn't expect that to come from him through what he went through, which my apology that happened to him. I know what you're referring to, Nita. We're gonna get to that in a minute too. I absolutely understand what you're referring to. And I hate that it happened, period. I hate if anybody was traumatized by it. I just hate the whole thing happened, period. And I'm not gonna say that the things we're gonna talk about in a minute would justify anything, because I would never say that. It makes me wonder if, because of some of the stuff we're about to mention, if that was what was that getting me my, allegedly. I'll hold that. Anyway, King, you want to hit that one?
Said he called this one lady, which she was wrong, but he called her fat. Really, yeah,
He called
20.
her big fat. He
He
called
called
her
her
big fat.
he called her biggest, not biggie small, but biggie
Hey,
big.
big, yes, he did. Oh, he talked to her.
Biggie big. That was
What?
messed up.
Exactly. That's what I noticed. He didn't even turn when the robbers left to see what was going on. Yeah. No, I wasn't there, but his response back to the members, regardless of what they said and the comments of everybody else, he started cussing, calling them ugly and fat. Yeah, I was disturbed. Yeah, he was going in, you know. He was upset that people there was not more sympathy given, and more people were like, what was you doing wearing that much jewelry to the church anyway? And it was pushing all his good buttons, because his gun was loaded, and he was on everybody that had something to say. All righty, my mama says 25 members and all that jury. Wow, name calling. And she said, my apology, he wouldn't be my pastor, but I do apologize if that happened to him and the whole church. Yeah, I hate that it happened, period. King, what are your thoughts when you first saw the video?
Well, when I first saw the video, I was like, oh man, that's messed up. But see me, you know, growing up in New York and seeing how things work sometimes, the $1 million right there kind of put me in a point, okay, if he got up to $1 million on him and he got robbed, yeah, that's something to that right off the bat. Because first of all, I don't know no preacher that wear that much jewelry nowhere close. They'd be in the pulpit and then get robbed, and he don't want to get robbed, and just his whole demeanor told me that. And then the stuff I read about him prior, you know what I'm saying, about one of his parishioners, one of his members that he did some stuff to. So I just put it all together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just felt that it was staged and that was his way of getting out of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just one of those pastors that, you know, squeeze what they can out their members, and then they got to kind of do some stuff to make a difference in their life, to change some stuff, you know, and that was one of them.
You know, nobody deserves to be robbed. And I hate when somebody go into the house of God and do some stuff. I hate that. Leave God's house alone. Leave people's stuff alone. I will say what didn't make sense to me, and this is before the other reports started coming out. I was telling a good friend of mine, because I was showing him the video. He hadn't heard about it, hadn't seen it. And I was like, it don't match the church. I said that looked the way, and I said it could have been somebody's old school track phone that was recording it. I don't know. I said, but the way the church looked, I said that looks like a older church. I said it couldn't have been no more than 30 members at that church. When they said it was 20 to 25, I was like, I thought so, because it just looks like an older church with not that many members. I was trying to make it match and make sense. You know, I ain't saying you can't ball. I'm not saying that. I just didn't understand 400,000 to $1 million in a church. I'm like, where you getting that from? Because it ain't that many people in there unless there's 25 millionaires up in there.
There was a storefront in that.
Man, you can tell it was little. You could definitely tell it was a small congregation. You want to read Nita's comment?
Yeah, she said that part. I'm not judging this pastor because I'm not judging his past because I have a past too. But the way he came back, that was very terrible.
Yeah. My friend was like, yeah, but when he was like, okay, calm down, he was like, that's not even how people react.
Exactly.
It seemed like it was so in cue with what he was preaching at the moment. I was like, that's what made me think it was, you know how sometimes they do the physical demonstrations.
Mm-hmm.
My mom said it's some missing parts. It's Swiss cheese. It's Swiss cheese. Nita says, sis, you are probably right with that, even though he was the only millionaire in the church, but I ain't want to judge. I'm just saying, I hear you. And again, just because the church look old, I could be wrong. I just remember when I watched it, I said that didn't match to me, because I could tell that was an old church, and that didn't like many members in it. Okay, so here are the other reports that have come out. Bishop Whitehead had gone to Sing Sing, I think, for 5 or 6 years on charges of felony and larceny. And there was 2 lawsuits. One lawsuit that was filed last year with one of the church members that he allegedly beat $90,000 out of, supposed to be getting them a house, and she never saw none of it. Now, she was concerned about it because she had bad credit, and he had some type of real estate business, and he was supposed to be either helping her get a house or helping her remodel, get one to remodel. And when she told him, this is all I have, like, these are my savings, this is all I have, he was supposed to give her $100 per month living allowance. I had to read that 3 times because I was like, she gave you $90K and you giving her $100 a month, but she got one payment and that's it, nothing else. And when she was like, okay, so what's going on? Okay, just give my money back. He told her in a text message, because that has been turned over to the police. She's suing now. That has been turned over to the courts. But I got to read the text message. He basically told her, I used that for donations, because he did run for oh gosh, what political party?
Borough president.
No, that's when he was friends with Adams. He ran for goodness. And do I have my other phone so I can look it up? I don't know if I put the other one in here, but anyway, he was running for something, and he supposedly told her that he used her money towards his campaign as a donation, and therefore, of course, she's suing. But he was ordered by the court to pay some type of construction company. I think it's over $300,000, and behind him frauding them too. So if you read and search more, it looks as if allegedly that $90K that he took from her may have been a down payment on their $4.6 million home that is now has notes on it because payments haven't been made on it. So when that came out, that made me go back to the original statement that I told y'all about when I first watched it, because I was like, that looked real personal. Allegedly, and I'm just wondering, are people like, well, I'm gonna get my money back some way? I don't know. Again, I hate that it happened, but this is just me letting y'all know all the facts that have come out. King, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what part of like what I was saying is, you stage something like that because if you got insurance in that jury and it's worth that much, you know what I'm saying, you get that money from the jury and you can probably pay, you know what I'm saying, who you owe that way to. So that'd be another, kind of way of trying to get past, instead of them coming at them, individual, like you said, personal. That way, we stage this, they take the jury, the insurance company takes care of it, then I can pay. See what I'm saying? So that's, insurance fraud, but hey, they do it.
Yeah.
If he had it appraised for that and stuff, and then this happens, and there you go.
This has also come out recently. This is from some of his social media pages with him rocking his Louis Vuitton wear and his different cars, and he was never ashamed to talk about his wealth. I'll say it that way. And there are a lot of people that were feeling like, well, you were flashy with it. He made a statement, and I'm trying to remember which interviewer where I saw him make the statement that he felt like the people knew what they were doing. That was personal, because he was saying how they kept patting him down, waiting on him to give him the other jury that he had on. I found it kind of odd the way he talked about that. It just felt like you just making sure we understand that we know that, somebody could have done it personally and not somebody that maybe you said that they got to do for the fraud part. I don't know. we're just saying allegedly, and we just throwing stuff out there, but they're just, the more stuff that comes out, the more people are kind of skeptical about the whole situation. What are your thoughts about some of the other things that have come out, King?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, like I said, about patting them down, you gotta feel it look good. You gotta make it look good. You gotta get everything. Gotta make sure you get that ring that's worth about 150K or whatever. You pat them down, so you make sure you get all the jewelry. It's something like he's trying to hide, or he put a ring in his pockets, any of that. So you want to make sure you get everything. So when they
But
file,
he said he had some on top of his but the other ones were in his clothes, and he said that he was saying it like they knew enough to pat to feel like, we know you got more, so I want all of it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, that's the same thing I could have told you, that this is how I'm wearing my jewelry when I stage it, and this is what you go to. You make sure I'm gonna make it look good, and you make sure you pat me down to make sure you get everything I got on me. So yeah, I mean, it's like anybody else stage something. If we're gonna do some type of stuff and we're gonna do some insurance fraud, I'm gonna stage it. I'm gonna come in there because, like you said, you too calm for it to be unexpected. People don't just, okay, and drop down. No, you're gonna go down kind of crazy looking. Come on, it happens. So if I'm gonna stage it, I'm gonna make it look good. They come up there, they snatch this one from the front, but then they, hey, what else? Pat them down. Well, yeah, make sure let's get everything, so you can make it look good on the camera and good in the robbery. So when they go ahead and launch that insurance claim, and it's hey, insurance pays off. Ain't no telling how much he got insured for. They pay off. Boom, boom, boom. He paid them people. Boom, lawsuit gone. But that's, hey, I only say that because that's New York. That's bigger city. That's just how stuff happens. And New York is known for them kind of preachers, because I know y'all remember Reverend Knight. Y'all remember, Reverend Knight, how he was raised, how he, lived the lavish life. Members paying him. Y'all do remember Reverend Knight? Y'all ever heard of Reverend Knight?
Keep talking, King.
Okay, I'm just saying, just living that type of lifestyle. And you got this guy, young cat, what I'm saying, and got these parishioners thinking this and that, and then you living this glamorous life. Then something happens. If this happens, these lawsuits, okay, how can I get out of it? Boom, got all this jury. Let me set it up. And what easier way? Confront me in church, from the members, make it look real good. They ain't coming in to hurt nobody. I'm just saying.
In church.
Exactly. They ain't gonna hurt nobody. We're gonna do this how we do it. Y'all come in here. I try to get them. Come in here. You make sure you get every piece. Okay.
You know what? And I'm not saying oh boy should have done this. I'm just being super real with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, over in that corner didn't even try to go over and dive on top of the pastor. He didn't dive underneath his chair. He just was sitting there like.
Exactly.
Now, on the one hand, I'm gonna keep it 100. If they told me don't move, okay, then Nikki ain't moving. Cool. Right. All right. My Bible was on John 3:16. It's gonna stay right there on John 3:16. I'm not moving. But oh boy, just never flinched. He did.
Exactly. There you go.
But when you keep reading the story and Bishop Whitehead is talking, he's saying stuff like his wife was still crying, something about the gun being in his daughter's. And I kept reading. I was like, but it says she was 8 months old.
Yeah, it got me too. I was like, 8 months. Okay, so yeah, they had to make it look good. 8 months. She ain't gonna remember it, but you had to make it look good. Yeah, make it look good. That's just my attitude. You make it look good because that way it's more of a believable when they look at the film. The cops look at it. So when you get that report and you give it to the insurance company, who's gonna try to, what I'm saying? Yeah, it's church. Oh my God, that's such a tragedy. This man, they came in there and robbed the pastor, and man, come on, bruh. Ain't nobody wearing no. You barely get wearing something $200, $300 in a church like that, and it's a storefront, dude. Yeah, come on, come on.
You said, excuse me, and it's a storefront. Okay, well, hold on. Nita says, they talk about Creflo Dollar. I trust Creflo before I would trust him. And then my mom says, indeed, like mine over matters. So I have to ask this question, y'all. This goes to you, King, and it goes to our POV fan watching. Please put your thoughts in the chat. Does he have the right to wear what he wants, to buy what he wants, to drive what he wants, to flaunt it, to get up there and even tell you how much he got on? Does he have the right to do that and not be robbed? Does he have a right to do that even though he's a pastor? Does he still have the right to do that?
Hey, by all means, my thing is, the way you come across and how you feel, the Lord bless you. But see, my thing is, if this is the kind of church that you have, and I'm like you said, we just looking at just the state of the way that church looked and stuff, and I'm looking at, I got 25 members, but I'm looking at where I'm at, and they supporting what you trying to do. Come on, dude. I mean, to me, I ain't gonna say it's misrepresentation, but dog, I mean, you
I
got
don't
to
know
color
if
me.
it's the church supporting him or his business.
Whatever it's been, but see, it's got to be both, because you definitely, I guarantee you getting a salary.
Well, according to
Guarantee.
the lawsuit, it may allegedly be at least one of them.
Yeah, I'm saying. So my thing is, you driving the color man. You know what I'm saying? You living the life. So I mean, just off the lady that he got the 90 grand from, just right there, that tells me, dude, you know, you definitely trying to swindle and do your thing with these members, and this is how you live your life. You know what I'm saying? But
I guess I don't understand having that much assets. And I didn't know at the time the church was a storefront.
He said he owned the whole block. This is when he was doing that interview with them. He said he owned the whole block. I seen church, and it's a storefront church. But then again, like you said about wearing what you want to wear, and depending on where the income is coming from. Reverend Ike, like I said, Reverend Ike's pretty much 95% of his income was coming from his members. The Rolls Royces, his jewelry, his whole lifestyle was ran by them. So, like I think, whatever he's investing in from the money he's getting from them and stuff, and what they contributing, oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? You give them that prosperity word. You know what I'm saying? You tell them this is, you know, you tell them what they want to hear and this and that, and you make it sound good. You're a young man and you living. And I'm not, you know, saying what he's not believing in, but my thing is, dude, come on. All the churches I ever went to, growing up in New York, I've yet to see anybody, any pastor, and I'm talking churches bigger than his, wear that much money on them as far as jewelry. You know what I'm saying? I see nice crosses and stuff, but I ain't seen no $300,000-$400,000 cross. I see one of those nice big old long crosses, probably running about $150. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm just saying, just a nice big cross, just, you know, on their robes. But you know, nice ring. But I never seen that kind of money. They wasn't driving them type of cars. The Cadillac was the thing back then. If you was a pastor, you got a Cadillac, you was good. Some drove, you know, some of them Broughams and the Mercurys. You know what I'm saying? Buicks. But I'm just saying, I mean, they was pretty much, you already knew that pastor pretty much lived a little above his parishioner, depending what type of church. Because a lot of them, the nice big churches in New York, them people was paid. They made good money. They donated good money. They gave good money to the church, and you know, pastors lived off that. But this took, you know, based on his whole surrounding, I'm like, man, you know, you doing more than just, you know, and they don't tell them what kind of business he's in. But I know your members are definitely paying your salary, and you flaunting it like, you know, they living a life.
I've seen one of his videos where he was encouraging people. I'm not saying the church, but just people to invest or take whatever. I don't know if it was called a course or what it was. It had something to do with real estate. So I don't know what all his businesses entail. I just know the stuff that's showing up from the courts. Yeah, I was just trying to understand. You got over $1 million in assets, but the church is in that condition. I was trying to understand like that. Nick says, to answer to the question, yes, he does, though keep in mind of his position in church, which the Lord gave him, so he claims. Evidently, he has followers for a reason, but keep in mind everything he does, though everything he's doing here on earth, he is the only one that's going to be accountable for it. If the Lord put you in that position and you did it wrong, that's between him and the Lord. What I will say is, because I'm gonna say, if he's making his money, he got the right to buy, wear. I don't care if it's so heavy in the diamonds, you can't hold your neck up right when you that's on you. You do you. I don't like the fact that if it's true that he took that woman's money, not only did you take all that she had, but you didn't even give her the $100 a month. You didn't even give her, y'all, when I read that, I was like, what? But I understand why she probably would agree to it, because you trusted your pastor to put, you know, help you get your house or whatever. Credit wasn't right. Exactly. But anyway, in the text message going back and forth between her and him and her son. Yeah. So listen, you gonna scheme, you gonna do that, do you? Hey, I don't agree with it, but do you? When you start saying stuff like how God gonna get you and God gonna watch how the Lord gonna punish you because you don't do that. Quit lying on God. Stop it. Please don't do that. Don't do that. And then you trying to put fear in people.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Are you really?
That's what some of them do.
Shut up, Nikki. Don't do that though. Don't do that. Even though the Lord gave us our own will, come on, microphone, stop playing. Which mean our will is not always right. Me personally, I would not follow him. And the last thing she said, you want to hit that one?
Yeah, see, we are getting me too turned up tonight. But the information I'm saying is just the way I feel. I'm not saying nobody else feels that way, but I feel that way. Hey, we respect that because
we respect whatever you say. It's called their POV. It's
your POV. Yeah, but this is what we see though. This is what we see when we look at, not even just pastors, people in a position of authority that uses, to be able to prey on people's mindsets and their beliefs and donating money. And pastors are good at it. You know what I'm saying? Some are actually good at it, and they care less about what, my thing is, I'm telling you what you want to hear and donate your money because this is what's going to get you in heaven. Be good to people and just keep the money rolling. You know what I'm saying? You got some people in the backs in there, got their machine counting. Like, yeah, we took good in the day. I mean, you watch the movies, but the movies is true to real. It's true to real. I mean, you got people that say, yo, I ain't never known that salvation you had to pay for. So I understand the upkeep of the church. I understand that part.
Salvation is free. It is
exactly. Free. Always have been. Always will be. But, we think about this. The first time when I lived in Atlanta and my boy talking to some of my friends, we going to different churches. And the one where they told me two things. When you had to have a W-2 form to become a member. And they had a what's machine, had an ATM machine in the church. I was like, okay, now what level have we stepped into now coming to worship? You got an ATM in the back because they expect you to pay them tithes and them offers. So, hey, you got your debit card, you got the cash, going back in the back. This one right there in the vestibule. And then somehow, we want to we want to see your debut, when it's time to, become a member. We want to see your debut too, because we gotta know we gotta know how much you make a year so your tithes can be right. See what I'm saying? That's to me, it's a little bit.
You know what though, King? I don't mind the ATM because sometimes you don't want to give folks your debit information.
I understand that
W-2. When you and I talked about this before, it's that whole W-2.
Right.
It's the bringing you my income tax statement.
Exactly. You just don't get no. My thing is, if I got a debit card, I ain't got no cash. You just don't get no cash at Sunday. That's just how I go. I just know next time to remember to hit the debit, the ATM before I get to the church and make sure I got a few dollars. You just don't get that Sunday. I'm not going back there and put my machine, my card in that machine. No, in church.
I don't mind the ATM. I'm not understanding the W-2. I'm not understanding my previous taxes or none of it. Nita says right, which is not always true, but to each his own. I'm not one to judge. And she says, I know this seems kind of funny, but sometimes even when I pay my tithes, I put my name on it because the Lord knows. I don't think that's funny. I've done that many times. There were many times. I know you meant tithes. She corrected it.
Right.
But autocorrect it. Sometimes the conversation be so good, you're trying to type. And thank y'all for your comments, for joining us in on the conversation here at the table. What was I saying?
You just talking about
the tithes. There have been times I didn't put my name on it either. I just wanted to make sure they got paid. I wanted to make sure the offering was given. I think it was maybe even like for 2 years, it was a whole season where I knew he didn't want me putting my name on it. I had no problem with it as long as I'm giving my tithes and my offering. All the other logistical stuff that didn't matter to me. Right. So I didn't think that was funny in any way. Nita, I feel you on that. Come on, stop rocking. Hey, Ricky.
Rick, what's up?
Say, what's up, folks? So, listen, not every pastor, not every church, not every Christian organization, not every religious organization is trying to beat you out your money. They're not lying to you. They're not trying to take you for your money so they go, pay for their Rolls Royces or whatever. That is not every church, and I want to make sure that is understood. We're not saying that. No matter how views are being expressed, because we want you to express your view, you're welcome to do that. I just want it to be known that we're not saying everybody is like that. We're not, because we know everyone is not like that. I personally, and King, I want you to give your final thought on this, and we'll go to the next one. I personally feel like if you, as a pastor, you got other businesses and other jobs where that affords you to do how you live your life how you want to live your life. Live your life and do you. I'm not mad at you at all. I don't want nobody beating nobody out of nothing and causing other people to struggle. Don't manipulate people and tell them God ain't going X, Y, and Z if you don't whatever. And then you out on the beach enjoying while they trying to figure out how to eat. Don't do that.
Right.
Hit her comment, then it's I'm hit her comment, then it's on you. She says, I'm trying to make sure they get paid. The Lord said give 10%. That's all I want to put in was 10% and my offering. That part. Right, King, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, basically, like I said, if you got businesses, like you said, you run your businesses, and that's how you should get paid. I mean, that's how you should take care of yourself, and and whatever, not sustain the church. I mean, I never forget. I don't know if you ever heard of Bishop G. Patterson. That used to be a bishop of the Church of God in Christ in Memphis. When he got elected, when he got put in that position, he cut his salary. He didn't even take a salary from them because he said he got businesses going, and he cut the other bishops. Because it was just the way that things were going in some of these little churches. Hey, how they got to make your what's the name every year and stuff. And you have enough to survive. So it's crazy sometimes when you think about the money that's being made in churches, and it's not supposed to be about that. At the end of the day, you trying to, the only thing big, pretty much like my dad does, is keep the lights on, keep your basic what's name, and that goes towards keeping the church up. My dad never took a salary the whole time in pastor, over 20-something years. Never took a salary at all. Yeah, he's never and never will. His whole thing is about having the church open when people could come, and that's what the money goes to, light bill or whatever for church. That's it. He can go. He used to go pastor. He used to go preach someplace, and you know how they give you a love offering. The one time he took it, it was just to feed the kids that he brought. His kids that he brought with him because they ate before they went to church, and that was it. The rest he gave back. I think he took $20, whatever, and gave back. He's just always been like that. He felt that with his job, the Lord always provided, always made sure he took care of his needs. He had to take offering. But I hope this come to a point where they find out exactly what this pastor did and how he handled this situation. And hey, just be mindful when you give your money. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, every preacher that you deal with ain't gonna be up and up and up. So
I don't think preachers should not get paid. I don't think that the church have money. I'm not talking to get your father. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it because the church has to operate. It has to operate. Right. If I go to a job and I'm working, I want to get paid too. And I think because of the type of labor that they do, they should be, be rewarded with pay so they can support their families and stuff too, and they could eat. I think also, we should keep our tithes and offerings in the house. So there's always provisions made there. And then also there can be provisions there. So when people have a need in the community or in the city, they can come and they can get it. I just think we're all in agreement on, no matter if it's a pastor, who it is, nobody wants to get beat. Right. While other people suffer. She said, keep in mind back in the day about the building fund. Girl, I remember that building fund. That building fund was always taken up and the building stayed the same.
Same, yeah.
In most it stayed the same. Speaking of money.
Nice segue.
You see how I did that? You see how
I did that. I see.
Listen, this brother here that goes by Mr. Papa 85, I think is what it is, said he had talked to the Lord and the Lord told him to get his house in order. So he did a TikTok video that I'm sure most of y'all have seen, where he says that he will he'll write you in the will to give you $300,000 in insurance money if you are willing to, and I quote, these are not my words, and I quote, if you let him get down on top of you. Wait.
Mm.
Get it together, Nikki. So you let him down on top of you, as he say, have sex with you, then he will write you in his will. You get $300,000. I'm just gonna start with you, King. What are your thoughts?
All I can do is get color purple.
Oh my God,
that's the first thing that came up.
If he don't sound and look like Mister,
that's the first thing that came up was color purple.
That's exactly what I said.
Steal his pops. When the girl told him, he said, "How did he die?"
On top of me.
So I think my man is recreating that, and he gonna put in his will. He got his executor probably letting them know, like, hey, this is the names and this one right here. If it happens here, go ahead and make sure she get her ends. But that's got to be one of the craziest things I ever heard. But I understand how you want to go out. I mean that's for some guy that's glory. You know what I'm saying? So
well, he didn't say he gonna die when he does it, but he's like, since I got to get my stuff in order and I'm working on my will. Listen, I'm willing to give whoever willing to let me down on top of you. I'm willing to give you $300,000 in my will.
I thought he was talking like he wanted to go out like that. That's what I thought. He said, okay. My bad. I thought he wanted to go out like that on top. So that's okay.
Let me down on top of you, and it's so. It's just the whole wording of it for me. It's the position of it for me. I was reading through the comments. I was crying because one woman was like, just like, I'm conflicted. Cause like, what if I do it? Like, I mean, how much longer you got? I do this and you live another 20, 30 years. The other thing is I don't know if you just really horny, you just can't find nobody. I'll make a public announcement. It's gonna be a public cause. Anybody that's willing, I got 300,000 for you that I will leave you in my will. The crazy part about it is I agree to it.
Right.
And you change your will.
Yeah, that would be kind of messed up.
I agree with, and then I got to contest your will against your children because somebody gonna contest it.
Right.
I agreed to it, and you done promised this to 5 other women, but you ain't got but $300,000. So now we gotta all go to court. Like, what was that man's name? The singer. Oh gosh.
Which one?
Fox and Halle Berry were one. The two.
Oh, Frankie Lyman.
Yeah, we got to go do a Frankie Lyman thing because we got to all go fight for this money because you done promised it to the whole world. I cannot. It was just so much about that. I can't. Need to say she confused.
Yeah.
She said, I don't want no monkeypox in them. Okay, Anita, I'm not doing you right now. I'm not gonna mess my cookie up for nobody to lay down with nothing. Can we just stop right now? I'm about to go to bed. Usher with the hurt. Okay, no, she didn't. King.
Yes.
If you let me down on top of you.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand this, Nick. So he just want to get laid? Is that what I'm saying?
He wants some sex.
Okay, so
my thing is, down on top of you. Just let me have sex with you. And you got to 300K. Unless now you go give it to him, then he like, okay, now you got to do some other, you got to do some oral, or you got to let me hit it a couple of more times. Like, I don't know.
Right.
You willing to do that? I can't trust the ink even drying on that. But right. Just say, let me get down on top of you.
Because I'm thinking, why 300,000? I mean, you can get something.
Just how to use it. Wait, Sissy. Hold on, Sissy. Now,
okay, Daddy Lucius, how to use a cell phone.
At the beginning, he was like, and y'all can comment down in the comments. I'm like, oh, okay. Got a whole account, I guess, set up and everything. I don't know. Keen, this question is for you. Go ahead.
Hey, I don't care how much money you going to offer. Don't want it. I'm good now. You answer that, Mr. Man. I'm just saying, if somebody gonna make that offer, it's just like, yo, I mean, if that's all it is, I mean, I'm just saying, but the only thing I think women that probably have a problem with is like, I gotta wait till he die. You know what I'm saying? To take games. That's the only downfall because I'm like, dude, really? I mean, this happens every day. So and then
I'm saying I'm not even trying to be funny. This maybe I don't know if it's wrong if I say this. You can go buy that much cheaper right
that's
now.
what I'm saying, Nick. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why he thinks 300? I mean, you talking about to you when you die, but I mean, women be like, yo, I need this 50,000, 300.
Well, okay, so let's keep it 100. I don't
Right.
think so. What my sister called him, Cat Daddy Lucius. I don't
Right.
think Cat Daddy Lucius got that right now.
Probably
I
don't.
think he had a conversation with whoever's planning his stuff. He got a nice little old insurance policy, and he like, I need to leave it to somebody. Well, hold up, now I ain't gonna just be leaving it. So you do this for me, and I will leave you.
But still, I'm like,
I don't know.
I'm still taken back because I'm like, you telling me any female, and like you said, then you got to come down to, all right, the paperwork got to be signed, and executive got to make sure, okay, this is who's gonna get it. Okay,
all we got to do is let the people know who's creating the paperwork. Give her information.
Right.
That's it. But my thing is what if you do it 3 years from now because you ain't answering his calls no more? You ain't answering his call because he trying to come back for seconds and thirds. You stop answering that call, so he mosey on down there to Mr. Pete insurance office and be like, look, take old girl. Yeah, I got me a new one. Like I
well, see, again, like you said, right off the back, okay, 300,000 sounds good, but like you said, what all that entails? And first of all, I gotta wait till you die.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it's a lot to that.
It's just you getting down on top of me, but then you come back, you call me tomorrow and tell me
else. Exactly. So that would be something. Yeah, I'd be like, yo, you keep that 300,000, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't got time for the longevity on that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know when your time.
I'm conflicted.
And I don't know when your clock is up. I don't know when like you said, when your clock is up. And yeah, it could, like you said, it could be another 5-10 years. And you was, yo, I need to holler at you. Why don't you come on through? Let me talk to you. What we got to talk about? 300,000.
Girl, this Lucian.
You know
what you doing this weekend?
Exactly. I got a little change.
She must have just. Yeah, we said that earlier. It's definitely Mr. It's giving all kinds of Mr. Promise. I can't with you right now. No, I'm sorry. Let me go.
That just really wouldn't like have me to come on there and say like, hey, 300,000 sounds good, but yeah, what's those options? What's going on with that? So yeah, I don't know if he's gonna get any takers. Probably will though. Somebody definitely gonna call him on it. You definitely can believe that. I guess they want
to be funny, but he may get more than just women taking him up on that.
Oh dang, he got
that's
okay.
$300,000.
Let's see.
What I would be careful of now, I don't know if this was a joke or this was
right.
What I would be careful of is since you don't really know who this is because you don't put out a wide call, you're doing a cash. Somebody roll up so they can cash in on that.
Yeah, that's true. He tells us insurance policy, and I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I can't get past let me down on top of you. I can't get past it. That's his bucket list
before he gets his house in order.
Or party.
Why you attach 300,000 to it? That's what I'm saying. Why are you going to attach 300,000 to it? Just make it part of your bucket list and keep it moving. Take it to a movie or something, or take it to dinner at a nice restaurant or something. I'm just saying, why 300 grand got to be attached to that? If that's all you're doing, if that's all you're asking for, bro, come on, it don't take you.
Those that are new to the show, King, he gonna have a hard time with that price tag. Just for to be doing all of that, it's too much money.
It is.
Somebody gonna jump on that mess. That's a lot of money for what you saying is going now. But then too, let me down on top of you. Might not have been no one-time shot though. Let me down on top of you might be anytime I call.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, that's why I thought it was die. See, that's why I can respect the die part. If I die on you, but like they did, okay, cool. You worth the 3. I'm just saying, I can respect if I die on you. So if I take that chance and you end up killing me and I die on top of you, okay, 300,000. I feel you on that. That's what I was thinking. But if you just talking about like you said, just down, just getting some, I'm like, oh please, bro, really?
And
300.
I think Mr. Lucius gonna be hollering at her quite often.
Quite often,
And
exactly.
get real perturbed when she ain't answering that phone. And don't go on no other date, child.
Yep,
Mr. Lucius gonna renege on that.
for
Go
sure.
ahead and hit this one, King, before we go to the
Okay. She said, you know what? I would rather live by the grace of God. They can have all the money they want, but it ain't going to be me. Go ahead and get you a goldfish with monkeypox.
We're not entertainment and monkeypox. Neither I can't with you. That is my sis. I cannot with her. Okay, King, what's your
Hey, I'm just
what's your honey thoughts on Mr. Cat Daddy?
tell me, hey, Mr. Cat Daddy needs to change that 300,000 and bring it down so he can come out of his pocket. That's all he's trying to get. Okay, he don't need to be putting it on a wheel, talking about some 300,000, and he comes a statistic because they be like, yo, I'm not coming back there. If I come back there, you gonna end up a statistic, and I'm gonna get my 300 grand the wrong way. So hey, sir, you might want to rethink that whole logic about what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I gotta say. I'm just gonna let that go.
I don't have time to tell y'all, but King, you know the story about the older man that liked me back in the day when my son was younger and was begging me to let me put him in his wheel. So I'm not going to tell the story because we don't have time, but I will say this. My note for that was, I'm not going to fight your adult children.
Right.
I'm not fighting them. And what I'm saying is, I don't know if Mr. Lucius, who we call him Mr. Lucius, got kids, got relatives or whoever, but you getting out on top of me how many times you want to for some money that I'm gonna fight for when you gone. Right. No, why he can't cash in on that, give you that up front? Like, I can't. I cannot. And you're gonna probably say, get this offer to, so I just can't. It's the letdown on top of me. I can't. Next subject. So we're talking about this mother who confronts a daycare employee. Now she's confronting the whole entire daycare franchise after discovering that her child was left sitting in feces all day. I kind of blurred this so you couldn't see because there's an actual picture where you can see. Like if you watch the video, you will see it. That baby was in. When I tell you that baby was, I can't call it how my mama would have said it back in the day, but that baby was boo-boo-y, very, very boo-boo-y, and I mean boo-boo-y. And so if you watch the video, and I can say the name of the franchise because it's now all over, this reported. Her child was going to kindergarten, and she was there to pick that child up, and she said she pays $1,400 a month for childcare. But this was incident number 8 when it came to that particular daycare. There have been other instances with the child not being changed before, other instances where the child was injured and there was no incident report. But this particular day, and if you look at the video, it's so much poop on her. You can't help but you smell. I could smell it through the video. I'm not gonna even lie. Give me the video. And so when you're watching the video, I understand she calls herself Aunt Karen on social media. I can understand. I think her name is really Destiny or something. Her being angry, she was screaming, she was going in. I think what elevated the situation was the daycare worker and their response to her and telling her all that yelling was uncalled for when the woman was already justifiably angry. The amount, it still boggles me, the amount of poop that was on her. And as reports have come out, more investigation has taken place. This done hit all kind of news that child had clothes there and pull-ups there. So why was she in them all day when they were trying to say allegedly that she didn't have any? She was like, why didn't you call me? But she had clothes and pull-ups there. So King, how would you feel if you went to pick your child up and that was your child?
Yo, Nick, first of all, let me just answer that question first. I've been straight just zapping. I've been ready to snatch somebody up. You know what I'm saying? Especially like you said, I got stuff there in place for her, to change in. Even y'all didn't call me both ways. I got stuff that y'all could have changed in, and then you call me. But what really struck me is that when she said, this is the 8th incident, stop the presses. You ain't gonna get me up to 8 incidents nowhere with my kid and talking about no moving and staying there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna, honestly, I don't care if it's 8 different. You're not gonna get me past 2. My second incident, I'm out. My kid is out, because I don't understand how you let it get up that far and it got this extreme. And you comment and say, this is the 8th incident that I've had with you. I'm like, whoa, lady, you paying $1,400 a month for them to watch over your kid, and you up to 8 incidents that you feel that was a problem, and you still there? She's still there? No, see, we're not even gonna go up to 8. We're not going past 2. So that's the messed up part on that. I feel that I don't know why she went that long, but the mess, man, yeah, like you said, I seen that dress, Nick. Woo! When I looked at that picture, I said, yo, this is a shame.
And the crazy part about it is that was on the inside of the dress.
The dress, right.
And that's because it's linked out from the top and through the bottom. So ain't no telling what was inside that child's pickup. But it was so much inside that dress.
It was. And it was terrible.
In the streak, it was a lot.
Exactly. Like you said, and to not smell it, you ain't no way you can
smell that. They smell that.
Exactly. But I mean, and how can you sit there and go past the smell and let her still be sitting in it and have it all on her body? Come on, that makes no sense. That's total neglect. But
not even neglect, it also endangers the other children.
Yeah, exactly.
It coming out like that and it being in that excess on the inside of her clothes, that baby been sitting around, unless you put her in the corner all day. Right. She been sitting around, and so you're exposing other children to feces, and that's unsanitary. It's not safe. It's not safe at all. Go ahead, King.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but that was my thing right off the bat when I read it, and I'm sitting here listening to her talk to the daycare worker, and she said 8. That's what blew me right there. I said, whoa. I said, you talking about this is your 8th incident with this particular daycare, and your daughter is still there? Lady, what was you? I mean, I mean, that can't be the only daycare center in town. You know what I'm saying? You paying $1,400, so I'm just saying there got to be other places you could have took your kid at the just if you let it go past 4. That's still too many incidents. So that what time took me back. That took me aback about the incidents that you done had with this particular daycare center with your kid, and you still had it going there, and then something like this got a hit, and you just lose it.
That's a lot. That's a lot of incidences.
Exactly.
But let me say this to be fair, because not only am I a parent who has had children in childcare before, I have worked in childcare. I've owned my own in-home childcare. So I know there are a lot of other things that come in place other than, I don't like the way you treat my child, let me snatch my child out.
Right.
The other thing is I don't know how many daycares may have been in the area. Maybe that one opened up early to get her to work on time, because not all of them open up at 5:30, 6:30 in the morning. I will say this, and this is not a strike against KinderCare, but back when I was doing childcare, that was one of the premier places to take your child, because they are all over. That's not just to that region. They're all over. And your child being in KinderCare, like, if you could get a job at KinderCare back in the day, you was gonna get some good money, because it was premier. I don't know what has happened over the years. I don't know, and I'm not gonna say that they're all bad or anything like that. I don't understand what could have happened that would have been allowed, not even changing right before you knew parents were going to do pickup. I mean, at that point, you really can't hide the poop inside the dress, but the child had extra clothes, and she's showing on a live there. I mean, not on a live, excuse me. She's showing through video when she went to pick up the child's clothes, because they're now banned from all KinderCare, because she put that on. She said it's because she put it on social media, but her and the child are banned from going to the other facilities. She went to go pick the child's clothes up, and she's showing all these clothes while she's there talking to one of the employees. It was premium outfits. And I know for the ones that I worked at, even when I owned my own, there's a little old stash of clothes that kids outgrow that sometimes the parents will bring. Even if it got to be a little boy's pair of pants, you put on something, because you don't want them sitting around in that. I don't want them sitting around in it, because I don't want you putting it on my other furniture and stuff. Like, because I'm going to keep it 100. And so, and then too, I don't know what her contract was like. I don't know. I don't know all of the reasons. I'm not trying to justify 8 incidences. I don't understand 8 of them. I can get you to 3. I don't understand 8, but I'm not going to judge it. But I do know that there are a lot of logistics sometimes when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's me. I mean, that's
It was a lot of, it was so much. I have
yeah, it was
tried
crazy.
to, in preparation for this show
It
throughout
was
the
crazy.
week, saying now maybe they just got really, really busy. No,
No,
the smell itself would make me say, "Stop, freeze."
stop.
We
Exactly.
gonna have everybody sit down. Moment, I got to go get this taken care of.
Exactly.
The
Yeah,
mother
there's no,
called. If there were no clothes, even though there were, she wasn't called. And I'm wondering if, because, and this is just alleged in my thoughts, if because you had this mother who seems very, very vocal about how she feels, if you had issues with her, or she's had issues with you before, was this kind of a get back? I change it when I get to it. Oh well,
mm,
I don't know. I'm not saying that it was. I'm just throwing out thoughts because I just don't understand that amount and not changing. I don't. It's that was a lot
yeah, I just yeah, it just to me,
for
yeah,
$14 a month.
we talking about daycare, and your responsibility is to the kids, period, on all levels. So I don't understand how that got past you, like you said, with that smell right off the back. You not knowing how much it was in there, the smell off the back. So I'm like missing that whole equation. And then you gonna sit there and make that comment that she didn't have no stuff, no backups, and then couldn't find out she had plenty. And I mean, in certain situations, I feel even in daycare, and they didn't have any, and she been going there a while, that you would actually go if you felt that she didn't have any, that you go get some and take care of it like that. You know what I'm saying? And just deal with it.
In that situation, we call the parents.
Right.
We
But I'm saying,
parents, I
I'm
really
saying if you
need to
felt
get this change, but she didn't have a change of clothes.
right.
Sometimes I ask, would you mind if I put on we got some extra pants from little Johnny?
But I'm
Does she
just
get
saying
here?
if you felt that you couldn't contact her for whatever reason or just anything, I'm just saying there's no reason to let her stay in that all day like that. So if I had to go out, I'm saying I call a parent, I can't get in touch with her. So I went out and got it. I'm saying any type of option I would have used
I feel you.
before I sat there and let that happen. And this mother comes and her kid been sitting in this all day. I can't see it at all. I mean, there's no excuse. None.
Because I did mine on certain time frames,
Mm-hmm.
and like my homegirl still runs her daycare, and I know for a fact there are specific times,
Mm-hmm.
and no matter what time it is, she may have just changed your child. If she smell it and that child don't
Mm-hmm.
move, it's not
Exactly.
gonna be, well, you got to wait till,
Nope.
no, because it stinks.
Exactly.
And her baby was 3. Have y'all
Mhm.
ever smelled a 2, 3, 4, and 5-year-old poop?
Yes, I know I have. And
It
it
smell
ain't.
like grown people. It smell
Yes,
like
ma'am.
grown folks. So
Yes, ma'am.
I don't understand. I'm gonna let you hit this one, King, and then
Okay.
we'll give our final thoughts on this one, and then we got one more. We'll be out.
Okay. It hadn't popped up
Oh,
yet.
it didn't pop up. Okay, there we go.
They said, okay, so I'm very disturbed about this story too. Let me just say I don't even
She
know
just
how
disturbing all her insides today. Go ahead.
just, just say I don't even know how I would react coming to a daycare that I pay my good money for to make sure that my child will be treated like I would treat my child. And this is a daycare that I'm paying and trust to take care of my child that came out of my womb. No, I haven't experienced that yet, but I can't even tell you how I would have reacted. But I know it wouldn't have been nice. Yeah, definitely, Miss Lady. Definitely ain't no way. I mean, that's just beyond. I mean, and I'm in being a father. My daughter's 23. Ain't no way I would have had to go pick up my daughter and some mess like that would have went down and it'd been all good. Oh no, it definitely wouldn't. Like you said, they wouldn't have to worry about me banning it because I would talk all their stuff. So they wouldn't have to worry about nothing anyway. Because I was talking to them, don't worry about it. Yes, y'all can whatever. I wasn't planning on going to none of y'all other locations anyway. But y'all gonna know I've been here. Ain't no way. I mean, that's crazy. That is just crazy. That little girl, whew.
And you know what? Her little booty was probably raw.
That's what I was going to say too, Nick.
Oh,
Yeah,
get
yeah,
up. Because
yes.
I
Mm.
didn't want to show the picture that I was going to show to give
It
those that seen it a full, because
was graphic.
huh?
It was graphic.
It,
it
it,
was
it, it
it
was
was
real. It was
it was
real.
here. Yeah.
But if you could just imagine, okay, we as adults, and it's hot, and you're sweating, and your underwear, after a
Mm-hmm.
while, it's uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that being urine,
Yep.
because urine after a while is going to be irritated, and it's going to itch and burn. And then you're going to add on top of that, it wasn't regular number 2. It wasn't regular. It wasn't
Mm.
regular. That was
No.
some super stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that was based on what she ate, and it just came.
Ooh, and probably she
Just
wasn't
came.
sick.
Yes, it
Couple
was.
3. Oh, that looked like infant stuff. That it
Oh
was.
yeah, it did look like yeah.
It was very
So
infant. It was
I don't know what they
okay.
gave for breakfast, but it
I
definitely
I
showed up.
I don't. Okay. And she was dressed so pretty too, in a little princess
She
looking.
was nice looking
Yeah,
dress, yeah,
that dress to go in the trash.
in the trash.
Man, all right. Our last story for today, King. You looked out because we were going to talk about prenups, but we are out of time.
No problem.
Yeah. So reportedly, Chick-fil-A has apologized after a franchise owner offered to pay new hires in food instead of money. And I forgot to do this at the beginning. Y'all know our disclaimer because, all these pictures were courtesy of people online. So thank you, CNN, Black Millionaires, Black Proud and Loud, Lottie Greer, and yeah. So here's our disclaimer. Back to this. So they apologized because a franchise owner offered to pay new hires in food instead of money. Reportedly, a day's work would have been worth about 5 entrees. I'm gonna start with this one. Listen, I cannot go pay my utility bill with your nuggets and your waffle fries. That's what I can't do. I cannot feed my children with your food every single day. That's not a salad. I cannot pay my mortgage, put gas in my car. The audacity in my day's labor, my hard work is worth 5 entrees. What do you do that at? What do you do that at? Meanwhile, you profit off of my hard work serving your customers with the money hitting your pocket because I'm sure you're not taking your family home entrees for profit. I if this is an actual real story, I think it's utterly ridiculous. I hope nobody took him up on that offer. I can understand if you were probably living in a hotel or on the street, maybe you was desperate, but that's insulting. That is insulting to offer your employee entrees for pay. Especially when I feel like if they work there, they should get 1 free meal per shift anyway. But I think that is absolutely insulting. I am worth way more than 5 freaking entrees. Um, I, I could I couldn't even fathom my man coming home talking about, baby, this is what I earned for the day. And they're probably gonna limit what you can order. It's probably got to be off of this menu or something that doesn't cost more than what that is utterly ridiculous. King, could I pay you in entrees for your work?
Okay, and I want to help you out with Nick, and I understand your point because that's what I would think based on that caption that was there. I read the whole article on it. Basically, what it is, it was a franchisee out of Hendersonville, North Carolina. It was a 1 hour shift, and it was working in the express drive-through line. And for that 1 hour, you know what I'm saying, instead of, they would just actually give you 5 entrees. So you would just work a 1 hour. It wasn't no 8 hour shift, it was just a 1 hour shift, and it would give you 5 entrees. This is something new that they was working on express line. So my thing is, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I'm working 1 hour, you giving me 5 entrees, which you talking a chicken sandwich or the grilled nuggets or the regular chicken nuggets or one of your wraps. So I mean, you think about it, 5 entrees at the average of $5 to $6 per entree, you're looking at right there almost $30, and it's just an hour. So I felt when I looked at that and I read it, I was like, okay, this what's the name is definitely misleading the way whoever posted it, how they wrote it and made it think that these people was getting paid. I mean, wasn't getting paid a whole shift. They was just giving them food. I was like, nah. I read it and I was like, nah, I can see this. It's just an hour and you getting food just for that 1 hour experimental type thing. No big deal. I can see getting a couple of wraps, some nuggets. Yeah, definitely.
King, I wasn't misled by the title. I meant what I said. Even off
No,
of
no,
what
no.
you
I'm saying,
even off of what you just said, if it
Mhm.
was someone who was homeless or was living in a hotel, Okay. And that's what you were going to give them for an hour. That, okay, like I said earlier, I can see that. But even with that being said, King, you cannot pay your bills with 5 entrees.
Oh no, definitely. But
You cannot
it was a
pay your bills
volunteer
with five
type thing.
entrees.
Yeah, it was a volunteer type thing. It was experience. It's a new thing for like the express line. It was their drive to express line. So it was more of an experimental type thing. It wasn't like a permanent type job position. So it was only a 1 hour type, position like thing.
And
So
that does not change my mind, darling.
yeah,
It still
oh
don't
yeah,
change my mind.
I understand too, but I just don't want people to think that this dude was trying to, have people working a whole shift and was gonna pay them in food. So
But
that's what I'm saying.
even if you only worked an hour, then that is your shift. That is your shift. If your shift is just an hour, because shifts vary. Shifts
Right.
vary. It could be 30 minutes, could be an hour, could be 8 hours, it could be 12, it could be 14. The point I'm trying to make is if you're doing this for children that are not legally able to work, you're only going to work them for an hour, and because it's against the law, you're going to give them entrees instead. Okay. If you're going to do this for people who come in and volunteer to clean outside the building for an hour, okay. If you're going to do it for somebody that desperately needs some food, so okay, so you work for me for an hour, I give you 5 entrees. Okay. But experimenting, absolutely not, in my opinion, because those 5 entrees will not pay for them to get to work. You got to have gas.
Well, I mean, I understand.
You understand what I'm saying? You need to be able to pay your bills. Entrees are not going to pay your bills, baby. And how long can I go eating your entrees before I got to deal with potential health issues depending on where I am in my health because I'm eating every day or this every shift or whatever it is. So for me personally, and I get what you're saying, no, pay me some money. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying. First of all, I ain't gonna work nowhere that that's.
I don't know, King. You sound like I could have got you on that though.
No, I'm saying I'm not gonna work anywhere. I'm not gonna work anywhere that my shift is just an hour anyway. For what I'm saying, if that's just something I just happen to come along, I'm like, yo, this is what they paying for an hour of your time, and I feel like I'm hungry. That's the way I would do it. As far as actually a job work, no, not working for nobody no hour to get their food. No, it's just something I felt like doing because it's a volunteer new thing they working in, and they pay me Chick-fil-A for that hour, and that's probably all I'm ever working is just that 1 hour that day. Period. That was it.
Yeah, but with that being an experiment, all it takes is enough people to jump on it, and it becomes something that gets implemented. And
but see, they won't get to do that part. Ain't nobody gonna work past an hour, 4 hours, and just get paid food.
When something is in experiment phase,
right?
When something is in testing phase, you're testing it. There's gonna be some people that will think like you and be like, bet. I go work just 1 hour and I come up with 5 different meals from Chick-fil-A. They're going to do it. And that will end up becoming probably something that they will implement. All it takes is when it's being tested, all it takes is a demographic that'll roll with it.
Yeah, but I don't think, my thing is then it's up to you if that's what you're going to do. I mean, how many people going to go for that past that? That'd be that one day, like I said, it'd be like here. If I heard one day that they was doing this experiment, I would go over there for that 1 hour, get my meals, I'll be done. That's it. I'm not working this job.
For King, because I don't know too many men that might say that, but then again, it could be. It could be some women that be like, for an hour and I get all that. So you right.
Exactly.
King speaking for a whole demographic that would do it. The next day, they're gonna offer it. You working?
But see, if they offer it, then that's up to you to sit there. If they offer it, that's up to you to want to keep doing it. I'm just saying that one time they were talking about experiment, and I tried it, and they say, "Hey, you work, you do this experiment with us for this new express line for an hour. We give you 5 entrees." Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Get these nuggets or whatever. Boom, I'm done. That's it for me. I ain't going back. I'm good. I'm gonna try it. I'm not working a job like that, but I'm just saying that would be my point of on that, just because how it was expressed. But I can't see them actually think they can push that through and think somebody's going to work a full job of just on food. I just can't see that somebody would actually go for it. I'm not saying the company wouldn't try to get over it, but I can't see nobody sitting, unless that was a part-time gig for them and they was fine with it because they were working this much money over here and they were getting the free food over here because they ain't getting no food stamps. And they said, okay, well, cool. I can take this home to the kids and whatever. That'd be my only look on that. But as far as them saying, well, I work these 6 hours, man, please, I'm not working for nobody.
I hear what you're saying, King, but just like you said, you can't see nobody doing it for long period, I
Yeah.
can't see this ever even being something that's going to be tested. I'm being 100, unless you're trying to partner with maybe a homeless shelter or something like that, where there is a need for food and a
Mm-hmm.
need for work. Then bet that's a good partnership. But it said new hires. So no, if my child came to be like, Mama, I just found out I can go work at Chick-fil-A for an hour every Thursday or Saturday for 5 entrees. If I'm struggling to feed my kids, I might let my child go contribute like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not a reason why, no, I don't
Right.
I'm understanding it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
But your point of view is your point of view and mine is
Right.
mine. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad
Right.
at it. You enjoy them nuggets, boo. You enjoy the nuggets.
You think I ain't? And then that rap too? Girl, I'm gonna get it on. And
But you
popping.
know what? I still feel like you just can't choose what you want to.
Yeah, you
I
can.
feel like you don't have
He
certain
said
options you get to choose from.
it did. When I read it, it had the options. It was the chicken sandwich, it was the grilled nuggets or the regular chicken nuggets, and the wrap and the chicken wrap.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Right. They're telling you what you can choose from.
What's the big deal? Hey, that's just how I go. Just roll with it. Either you volunteer or you don't. It's an option choice. Either you don't or you do. Choice.
You're right. Nita, once again, is talking to you. You want to hit that?
King, you're speaking as a man like you should, but I'm on Nick's side. That's just my opinion. Hey, baby, ain't no problems. Hey, I respect that. No problem at all.
Look, King will go do it, and I'll swing by and go eat your waffle fries, King.
You can't get no waffle fries. That's extras, Nick, and I'm not paying for the waffle fries. You either get the nuggets.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. We're gonna come right back to this. So you can't get the waffle fry.
I just told you it's the 4 entrees, which was just.
Excuse me, I know what you just told me, sir, but since you read it hard, so you're saying you cannot get the waffle fry either?
No,
absolutely not doing this. Absolutely not.
Okay, and that's fine.
If you're ever interested in sending a topic or scenario or story, that you want us to share our point of view on, please hit us up at nikkiking@gmail.com. If you have not done so, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube, where you can watch all of our replays. And we also stream live there every Sunday, as we do here at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And also catch your girl at the Obstacle Overcomer at all of these platforms, anywhere you like to listen to your podcast. Remember to stay tuned, because I do have an announcement coming up about this particular podcast. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. King, you and your waffle fry having self.
Nick, what's wrong with the fries? Why you need some fries, Nick? I'm giving you some chicken. Can you buy your own fries? I just gave you some nuggets. Can you buy your own fries? I just
worked for you for an hour and I got to go buy my fries.
Nick, I just gave you 5 entrees. Now you get the 2 nuggets, you get the 2 wraps, and a sandwich. Do what you need to do, but that's all I'm giving you, Nick. I'm not giving you fries. Now you go take your little $1 or $2. It's fries.
Your 5 entrees.
Thank you.
For your 1 hour worth of work, King.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Your non-fry having self. Enjoy yourself. When I come back to Texas, I'm going to Texas waffle fry to see how good they are. I can't believe you didn't have it before you left, Janita. Let's see, Sissy, I will buy your fries. Send me your cash app, and I'll send it to you so you can pay for your fries. Yeah, because he ain't gonna buy them for me for sure. Speaking from Columbus, so that part, because girl, please, he ain't gonna do it. All right, you know what? And look, I'm gonna say they don't give me no last end of shift 5 entrees. No way. The stuff that you got to throw away anyway because nobody bought it. What are your final thoughts in the show? Stop.
All right. Yo, as always, y'all, we appreciate y'all showing up, giving your comments, showing us that love on the show. I love y'all. Want y'all have a great week. We had good topics. Hopefully we ain't got to deal with those type of situations on a regular. Like I said, we're playing again for the young lady that lost her life behind that just craziness. And the lady at the daycare, hey, that's right. Find you a good one. You don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. But other than that, y'all have a great week. Love y'all. King's out.
We have one more comment that popped up. What is this? Go. That's fine. Keep in mind, I keep in touch with you since I left. We went and ate. Baby, I love you, Sissy. I love you too, King. Y'all have a good evening. We love you too, sis. Thank you. And thank you for watching. So we love leave you all with a word of the week. This week, the word is going to be, y'all, please keep Brianna Greer's family lifted up in prayer. This may not be, I can't imagine if it is, an easy time for her family right now. They have to grieve, they have to get answers, they have legal stuff. It's so much, but they have to mourn the loss of their 28-year-old daughter. So we say rest in peace for her. Y'all, please keep their family lifted up, please. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It was a wonderful show. We love you guys so much. And as always, kings and queens, keep reigning.